Know these rules. Stop making a fool out of yourself on the court. 6 stupidest things that you should never do on a pickleball court. If you've been playing pickleball for a while, you probably already know how easy the rules are. However, despite its seeming simplicity, there are a few regulations that you should be aware of to avoid any unpleasant surprises. We all know the basic rules of pickleball, like the rules in the kitchen and double bounce rules. However, if you want to win tournaments, you need to grasp a few more, lesser-known rules. So if you want to know more about these rules and avoid stupid mistakes on a pickleball court, make sure to watch till the end of this video. Hello and welcome to Pro Pickleball Media, your #1 spot for all pickleball content. Our channel is dedicated to the fastest growing sport in the US, and we cover all fun and exciting things related to pickleball. So if you love pickleball and want to learn more about it, just take a second to subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of our recent videos. In today's video, we're going to talk about the 8 stupidest things that you should avoid doing on a pickleball court. Stick around for the next couple minutes if you don't want to shame yourself by doing these amateur acts in the pickleball matches. Now let's get right into the video. Rule number 1, serving motion rules. Recreational pickleball serving restrictions are not strictly adhered to so long as the serve is reasonable. However, there are unique serving regulations for the move that you may not be aware of. From the official IFP tournament regulations, serving motion. The serve must be executed with an underhand stroke so that the ball makes contact below the waist level. Waist is defined as the navel level. It is well knowledge that you cannot serve like a tennis player, but it's not just the overhand component. The point of contact in pickleball must be below the navel. If the paddle head makes contact with the ball above the navel, it is a foul. It must be an underhand serve as well. However, what is an underhand serve? Well, observe the rule. 4.A.1. Underhand defined. When striking the ball, the arm must be in an upward and the paddle head must be below the wrist. Paddle head is in the portion of the paddle minus the handle. Revised on February 1st, 2013, highest point of the paddle head cannot exceed any portion of the line produced when the wrist joint bends. This is a rule which defines an underhand serve in its entirety. Understanding the phrase going in an upward arc is crucial. You're likely even seen individuals who do not only smash the ball over their navel, but also slice down on it or something similar. If you intend to participate in tournaments, you cannot perform any of the following. This is likely why elite tennis players choose a simple underhand serve rather than a sophisticated one. They're unwilling to risk receiving a fault. Rule number 2, never touch the net. This one is critical because it's simple to accidentally touch the net. However, this is especially true if you play advanced online games. Sometimes when playing in the kitchen, you will need to return dinks that reach the top of the net, then fall directly to the bottom. You must avoid touching the net while attempting these incredibly difficult shots. You will lose the rally if you do. 7.E. A player, player's clothing, or any portion of a player's paddle touching the net or the net post while the ball in play is a violation. Pretty straightforward, however, this is not the case when retrieving balls near the net. You must not touch it for any reason. Now, before we move ahead with the discussion, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing more informative pickleball content to you. Your little contribution means a lot for us. Rule number 3, the 10-second rule. 10-second regulation has nothing to do with dumping food on the court, unlike the 5-second rule, but it has everything to do with how quickly you can serve or how prepared you are to receive the serve. The 10-second rule is stated in the rule book. The 10-second rule applies to both the server and the receiver, who have 10 seconds following the call of the score to serve or be ready to receive. It is the server's obligation to ensure that the recipient is prepared to accept the dish. When the score is announced by the referee, you have 10 seconds to serve. This is almost never a problem, but it's crucial to be aware of in case you need to tie your shoes or perform another urgent duty on the court. However, if 10 seconds have passed and you are not served, the referee may issue a technical warning. If you continue the delay, the opposition team may be rewarded a point. This is also a possibility for the receiving team. You must be prepared to accept the serve when the score is announced by the referee. The referee can impose a technical warning if you are not facing the server or if you're wandering aimlessly after the 10-second countdown. And as I indicated previously, if you continue to do so, you can be awarded a point to the opposite team. The primary purpose of this rule is to prevent individuals from recovering and regaining energy after a strenuous rally. If there are no regulations, you could recuperate endlessly while pacing. But if you need to take a break before serving or receiving, request a timeout. The rule book states the following about timeouts. 11.8. Timeouts, normal. A player or team is allowed 2 timeouts per game, with each timeout lasting only 1 minute. The game must then restart, or the opposing team must call another timeout. Once the ball is in play or the server has started the serving motion, timeouts are never permitted. Each side is permitted 3 timeouts per game in a 21-point contest. Rule number 4, distraction rules. This is a tremendous card for competitive play. Communication is crucial for success in tournaments, but if you speak too loudly. 12.H, divertiments. When an opponent is going to play the ball, players may not yell, stamp their feet, or attempt to distract them in any way. Except when striking the ball, a player or whatever the player is wearing or carrying may not cross the plane of the net, or the extension of the net beyond the post. Note, in doubles, team communication is not regarded to be a distraction. However, loud discussion during the opponent's swing could be deemed a distraction, if in the opinion of the referee. Distraction has occurred, the offending team shall lose the rally. Things such as stomping your feet, yelling at an opponent during their stroke, similar actions are blatantly inappropriate. But what if you and your opponent are simply speaking about something while the opponent is swinging? Well, if the referee deems it to be too loud and distracting for the opponent, he may call the rally early, but not in your favor. In a given circumstance, I can see this occurring frequently when players are evenly matched game against skilled opponents. I will frequently inform my partner of the upcoming shot. I don't do this for every shot, but I do it for spin shots because they can be the most difficult to handle. By analyzing my opponent's body language, I can determine if they're about to execute a tricky spin shot. I will then yell "spin" to my companion. All this occurs before my opponent hits the ball. In casual pickleball, nobody will ever call you out on something of this nature. However, in competitive play, be vigilant. Rule number 5, balls hitting lines are always good except. I know that we discussed serving guidelines from the outset, but I must revisit one in particular. Serving the ball must travel beyond the kitchen line. It is a foul if the ball touches the kitchen or the kitchen line. Even if the ball strikes the net first. Also, it's used to be that a ball that grazed the net and landed in the serving box constituted a let, but no longer is this the case. This is the only instance of the game where touching the line results in a fault. If your serve reaches the baseline, center line, or sideline, but not the kitchen line, it will be effective. After a successful serve, the ball can land on any court line and will always be in play. This gets us to our next topic of discussion, line calling. Rule number 6, line calling ethics. There are a few crucial rules to keep in mind when it comes to line calling, but I won't go into a lengthy philosophical discourse about ethics. No matter how popular line calling technology gets in pickleball, there will always be instances in which the players must make the call. However, there is an ethical code involved. Let me provide you with a basic bulleted list covering the code. More information is included in the rulebook. The players assigned line calling duties, he or she must settle all calls in favor of the other team. The adversary receives the benefit of the doubt. A player may only call a line in their own sector of the court. Spectators are never permitted to engage in line calls. They have had problems with this in the past during championship-level games. Players should not question a call made by an opponent until asked or unless they appeal to the referee. General judgment should be delegated to individuals who can gaze straight down the line rather than perpendicular to it. Calls must be made immediately, otherwise the ball is still in play. Having an ethical code in a competitive sport will always be a difficult position. Pickleball can be a hectic and fast-paced sport, making it incredibly difficult to assess line calls. However, you keep these principles in mind, it'll be much simpler when the time comes. So what do you think about these pickleball rules? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and share with your fellow picklers. Also, if you love pickleball, then make sure to watch this next video on our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.